Life doesn't always give us fair stories. Some chapters are written in pain, in betrayal, and in silence. But even in the darkest pages, God's purpose can still be found. In the ancient land of Canaan, a woman's destiny was often bound by the men around her, her father, her husband, her sons. But one woman's story would defy that fate, a story of tragedy, silence, and unshakable resolve. Her name was Tamar. And though history tried to bury her, heaven chose to remember her forever. Tamar entered the story through marriage, the wife of the firstborn son of Judah, one of the 12 sons of Jacob. Judah's family was a powerful one, carrying the promise of a coming Messiah through their bloodline. But the union between Tamar and was short-lived. Scripture tells us that was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and his life was cut short. In an instant, Tamar became a widow, a young woman with no husband, no child, and no future. According to the law of the Levirate marriage, Judah's second son, Onan, was to marry Tamar, to give her a son who would carry on his brother's name. But Onan refused to fulfill that duty. He used Tamar, but denied her the right to bear a child. His actions were selfish, and again the Lord's judgment fell. 2 sons gone, 2 losses for one woman, and in a culture that often blamed the woman for tragedy, Tamar was now seen not as a widow, but as cursed. Judah, fearing for his remaining son, Shelah, sent Tamar away to her father's house. "Wait," he said, "until the boy is grown." But deep down, Judah never intended to give her his 3rd son. Years passed. Tamar waited faithfully as life quietly moved on without her. Her womb remained empty, her name forgotten. Yet inside, her faith did not die. It matured into wisdom. One day, Tamar heard that Judah was traveling to Timnah to share his sheep. And in that moment, something shifted. She realized that if she continued waiting for justice from men who had wronged her, her destiny would die unfulfilled. So Tamar acted, not from rebellion, but from revelation. She disguised herself, veiled her face, and waited by the roadside at the entrance to Enaim. Judah saw her, but did not recognize her. Mistaking her for a prostitute, he approached her. Tamar asked for a pledge, his seal, his cord, and his staff, the symbols of his identity. And that night, destiny began to turn. Months later, word reached Judah that Tamar was pregnant. Outraged by what he thought was immorality, Judah ordered that she be brought out and burned. But Tamar did not weep. She simply held out the items, the seal, the cord, the staff, and said, "The father of my child is the man to whom these belong." The crowd fell silent. Judah's face turned pale, and with a voice heavy with shame and awe, he said, "She is more righteous than I."
Tamar gave birth to twin sons, Perez and Zerah. And through Perez, God continued the bloodline that would one day bring forth King David. And generations later, Jesus Christ. From the ashes of rejection came the lineage of redemption. Tamar's story is not one of shame. It's one of strategy, of faith, and of silent victory. A woman wronged by men, but honored by God. Her actions may seem bold, even controversial, but they were born out of courage to claim what was rightfully hers, a place in the covenant promise. In a world that saw her as forgotten, God was weaving her into His eternal plan. The story of Tamar reminds us that pain does not disqualify purpose, that injustice cannot erase destiny. Sometimes the ones the world rejects are the very ones through whom God will bring redemption. Tamar's name lives on, not in disgrace, but in divine legacy, because she dared to believe that her story wasn't over yet. If this story moved you, take a moment to like this video. It helps more people hear stories of faith and resilience. Share this message with someone who needs hope today. And subscribe to Exousia Legacy, where we bring ancient truths to life, stories that inspire the soul and elevate the spirit. Because every story has a purpose, and yours is still being written.